how's it going, guys? It is Saturday night and I'm going to try to make this video. I wanted to make you guys cinnamon rolls because Thanksgiving is coming up and it's a great kind of, I don't know, I like to make it for breakfast, early morning with a cup of coffee or a cup of tea. My cinnamon rolls tonight are going to have a little something different in it. I'm going to add apples to it. It is from, it's kind of like a knockoff from, I think it's called the Hilltop, but it's up in the UP and they have the most fantastic cinnamon rolls. And they put apples in theirs and it's so good. So I'm just gonna try it. I've never tried it before, so I'm gonna try it today. I'm gonna show you how I make my cinnamon rolls, which is super easy. You're gonna hear Ghostbusters playing in the living room. We're trying to keep Mina happy. She has an ear infection. She's cutting 3 molars, so she's quite miserable. So I'm gonna try to make this video quick for you guys because she really is kind of a clingy monkey tonight. So, all right, let me get out my measuring cup. And the first thing that we're gonna do is we're gonna add 1.5 cups of water in this. I'm gonna teach you guys an easy way to make cinnamon rolls. There's lots of different ways. You can use sweet breads, sweet dough for this. But I've had a lot of people come to me and tell me that they have a hard time with sweet doughs. A really slow rise, which is normal for sweet dough. It takes a bit longer. It's a little bit trickier. So we're not going to do that this time. We are just going to use a regular bread loaf recipe. Actually, I love Noreen's sandwich bread recipe. That's what we're going to use. I'm going to kick it up a little bit just because we're making it with cinnamon rolls. But we're going to do this really easy because there's a lot of people out there that have told me that they fail at cinnamon rolls and so they need help. So we're going to do it super easy tonight. So we are going to start with 1.5 cups of warm water. Let me go grab that from the sink. Okay, so 1.5 cups of water, warm water, right into my bowl there. And then we're going to add 2 teaspoons of instant yeast. Then we're going to add 2 tablespoons of sugar. Now, what I like to use is bread flour. You can use all-purpose if you want, but I like my cinnamon rolls kind of big. So I like using bread flour. I get a really good rise on it. So we're going to add 4 cups of bread flour to this. Also going to add a teaspoon of salt. Plop that in there. Now this is where I change it up a little bit. I add 3 tablespoons of dried milk powder or powdered milk. So there's 3 tablespoons of that. Okay, and then to this we're also going to add 2 tablespoons of softened butter. Okay, now this is where I like to add a little extra. I don't measure, but if I had to, I would guess probably, oops, oh, come on, my honey. I'm adding some organic unfiltered honey to this. I'm gonna guess probably about a tablespoon. I just like the way it adds some sweetness to the dough. So, see that? Raw unfiltered honey. And then I also like to sprinkle in some cinnamon, maybe a teaspoon, give or take. I'm gonna also add some, look at how beautiful that is. That is homemade vanilla extract. I would say 2 teaspoons of that. And then if you want, because I've done this too, you can add some orange flavoring to this. It's really good. And then what I'll do is I'll make a a cream cheese frosting with the orange flavoring in that too. Oh, that's really good. But tonight I'm just gonna keep it cinnamon with a little bit of honey and vanilla in it. And then I'm gonna lift it up and hopefully you guys can see inside my bowl. And we're gonna go ahead and turn this on. I always need at a level 2. You always need at a level 2 when you're using a Kitchenaid stand mixer. Never faster than that for dough. So what I wait for it to kind of come together in a ball. And then I will see how it kind of comes together to see if I need more flour or not. We have the heat on tonight because it's snowing outside, or it was snowing. And yesterday it was 70 degrees and today it was 33. So there is Michigan weather for you. So here we go. And I'm going to sneak in here and grab my timer. And I'm going to set it for 5 minutes once this all comes together in a ball. And that's when you start your timer. And we'll see how wet or how dry this is. It looks like it's coming together perfectly. You never know because the humidity in your kitchen changes all the time. So sometimes if it's a little warmer since I have the heat on, sometimes it needs a little extra flour. But this looks very good, and I think my bowl is going to come out clean once this keeps going here. So I'm going to go ahead and start my timer, and I'm going to bring you guys back in 5 minutes once this has kneaded up. Okay, I'm going to stop our timer and stop our mixer. Make sure your hands are super clean, and I'm just going to kind of bring that down. And take off our hook. Throw it in the sink. Alright. So, here we go. I'm just gonna, we're gonna carry you over. I was sitting here while that was mixing, looking at the toy book from Walmart for Christmas. Although I think I'm gonna buy everything from Amazon. Through Amazon Prime this year. I was price comparing, you guys. Oh my gosh, Amazon is so cheap. They have so many things on sale. It's amazing. Alright, so let me grab some oil here. You use whatever kind of oil you like. I'm just using a little bit of olive oil. Olive oil does have a stronger taste, but I just like it. That's what I use. So, I'm going to show you our dough ball here. What I do for anyone who's new to bread, I just kind of fold in and pinch, fold in and pinch, and that will give you guys can see that, an absolutely beautiful dough ball. And the specks in it are so pretty. It's from the cinnamon. So then what I do is I'm going to throw it in my bowl and toss it in that oil, flip it, toss it, and then I'm going to grab the tea towel here. This is a cotton gauze tea towel, and put this over it, and I'm going to let this rise for 1 hour. And in an hour, I'll bring it back. We're going to punch it down. We will turn it into cinnamon rolls. There's going to be another second rise for a half hour after that, at which time we will heat up our oven. But my kitchen is nice and warm. You guys can probably hear the furnace going. So I'm just going to leave it right here on my wood board and come back in an hour. I'll set my timer and get that going. So we have that, and I will see you guys back here in 1 hour. Let's make some apple cinnamon rolls. I'm so excited to try this. I hope it comes out good. I'm using home canned apples from 2014. So I've got to use these up so I can go ahead and can more. So I'm excited. All right guys, see you in an hour. Okay guys, so it's been an hour I'm going to take this rag off there. You can see my dough ball. We're going to go ahead and press it down and deflate it. And then I'm just going to put it right onto my board here. And I like to use my rolling pin. There we go. Alright, sorry, I had to kind of maneuver you guys a little bit. Alright, so hopefully you guys have a good view of how big this is. So, once you have this rolled out, what I do, really easy, I have just a stick of butter. I just warmed it up for about 20 seconds. It's half melted, half not. So then what I do, I just plop it on my bread here. I want to give it a good coat. This is what is going to help keep our brown sugar and our cinnamon in place to make a beautiful swirl. And you might hear Nina crying in the background. She's not feeling good and she only wants me to hold her. Alright, here we go. Here's some brown sugar. Now, I use quite a bit. And I just kind of crumble it loosely, and then I will pack it in more. Alright, I'm going to guess like probably 2 cups worth. So, and I'm just going to spread it out. Hi, my baby love. You miserable. Are you a miserable little thing here sucking? She's breaking in 3 molars and has a little bit of an ear infection from it. So she's on an antibiotic now for that. Yes, you telling your mama. Yes. Okay, so then once I get the brown sugar spread out, as you see, it's not difficult. Let me give my hands a rinse. Alright, so once you have the brown sugar out, all rolled out there, I add cinnamon. And I can't tell you how much cinnamon I add, but a nice coating up and down the brown sugar. That is it. Now, what I'm going to do that's different, this is where I usually just roll it up and I make, you know, regular cinnamon rolls. And if you want plain cinnamon rolls, that's what you'll do. If you want a cinnamon swirl bread, roll this up and put it in a loaf pan. Don't slice it. Same thing. This recipe is so good for so many things. But what I'm going to do is I'm going to use some of this home canned apples that I have. And I just drained it. I actually canned it in some simple syrup. If I can remember, I will put the video, I think it's up in this corner, of canning those apples. And I think I made a video on it. But in any event, I am just going to layer out some of these apples. Because like I said, there's a place up in the UP of Michigan, the Upper Peninsula, that sells cinnamon rolls with apples in them. And they're so good. And every time my dad comes down for a visit, he brings me a cinnamon roll. And so I thought adding some apples would be really, really good. Of course, if you don't have home canned apples, I would just slice some raw apples and add those. They'll cook up. Alright, and that is it. I've used all of my apples up. Let me give my hands a quick rinse. And now I'm going to grab a bread knife. Now, all we're going to do is roll this up. You want to do nice, even, tight rolls. And I'll give you a pretty swirl. I mean, even if it's not pretty, it's still gonna come out delicious. So just remember, the more you make this stuff, the easier it becomes. All right. And I'm gonna take my roll and bring it up and pinch it. Pinch, 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 and seal. And bring this up. If you were gonna make this into a loaf bread, I would do a regular pan, and I would not have rolled it out so long. I would have made it fatter. All right, so there is our cinnamon roll. Now what I'm gonna do, you can either butter your dish. I'm just using a glass Pyrex. You can butter your dish, and since I have butter, that's what I'm gonna do, or you can spray it. But since I already have butter out, I'm gonna go ahead and just give my dish a quick buttering. So there's my dish, nice and buttered. And then what I do is I like making my cinnamon rolls big. If you want them regular size, you can get 16 slices out of this. I like them big, so I'm getting 8. So here's my roll. I'm gonna first cut it in half. Then I'm gonna cut each half in half again. And then each half in half again. And then I'm gonna go ahead and put them in my dish here. The apples definitely make it a little sloppier, but that's fine by me. And then I'm gonna let any apples go to waste here. So there we go. All right, so there you have it. And now I'm going to go ahead and put this tea towel back over this. Now I have my oven preheating to 350 degrees. There's an apple. 350 degrees. And these are gonna rise for another 30 minutes, all right? And when we come back, they're gonna be huge. So I'm gonna set my timer. I'm gonna wash my hands. I'm gonna hold the baby. We're gonna come back. I'm gonna show you what they look like after the second rise. We'll put them in the oven. We'll bake them for about 20-25 minutes. And these will be all set and ready for frosting. Okay, I'll try not to shut off the camera on you guys. All right, this is after the second rise. You guys can see how nice and tall they are. And they look delicious. A little messier with the apples, but I think it is going to be delicious. All right, so 350 degree oven. These are going to go in. They're going to bake about 20-25 minutes. Just keep an eye on them, and because you don't want to overcook them. And then when they come out of the oven, I will show you what they look like. Alrighty guys, so my timer just went off, and I am going to pull these from the oven. And I had mine in for about 25 minutes. As you can see there, they look, turn this off, beautiful. And they sound nice and hollow. It's with the little tiny bit of butter that I have left over. I'm gonna go ahead and just kind of coat the bread. Just makes it nice and soft so it's not all crispy on you. Now you can leave these plain if you want. You can make like a caramel drizzle top to it. You can put a simple icing on it. Or you can do like I'm gonna do, and I'm gonna make a cream cheese frosting to go on this. which I think I'm going to put in a different video. So what I'm going to do, I'm getting the last bits of this butter out. What I'm going to do is leave the second video for the frosting up on the top, and that way if you ever want to use, or somebody wants to use the frosting for something else, they can, and they can easily find it without having to watch this whole video. But there is our finished product, apple cinnamon rolls. Now I have, oh look at, I have Zach holding Mina for me. If I can get them in focus. You guys are all blurry. You're still all blurry. Camera focus. There we go. Hi, Mina girl. Oh, crabby, crabby, crabby. All right, so I'm going to have Zach. I'm going to just dig right into this one. I'm going to pull a little bit of the bread out and some of the cinnamon. Alright, so there we have it. Let's see if I can get that focused. There we go. I'll blow that. Hold on, let me get you focused. There we go.
That's really good.
Is that really good? Mm-hmm. Mina, when it's cool, Mama will give you a taste. I don't want to burn ya. Alright, so there you go. Teen approved. I can't wait to try them because I have not tried them with apples before. What do you think with the apples? A little added extra?
Yeah.
I'll come back and I will have Matt taste them for you guys. So I'm going to go ahead and just lift one of these up and put it on a plate. Oh, it's piping hot. It is piping hot. And then I'm going to just scoot you back here and aim you down. And there you have a cinnamon roll. And I'm going to go ahead and just... Now, Matt doesn't like a lot of cream cheese frosting. But we'll put a nice shellacking of it on there. All right, here we go. Now, I made it with apples this time, so it tastes a little different.
Mmm.
Is that good? Give her a little taste of the frosting. You taste some frosting?
Mmm. Is that good, baby? Is that good? Yeah. Is that good, honey? Yeah.
What do you think of it with the apples in it?
It's really good. I like it with the apples. I think it's I like it better than, you know, like the cinnamon, just straight cinnamon. I like having the apples in there. It gives it a nice sweet. My God, that's delicious. Going into
coma for
sugar
sure.
coma.
I hope you enjoyed this recipe. Between the cinnamon roll, of course, you know, you can add anything you want to it. I think raisins would be good. I think cranberries would be good. Cherries might be good.
Raisins would be really good.
Yeah. Walnuts or something like that.
And raisins, like or just raisins.
Some pecans in it would be really good. Yeah, so fix it up any way that you want it. I tried it with apples to be different, or leave it plain. But with the holidays coming up, this is definitely kind of a splurge dessert or breakfast if you were to serve it for a breakfast. But definitely worth it if you're having friends and family over and you want to impress them with very little effort. I think this was a pretty easy thing to make. So, all right, guys, with that, I'm going to end this, and I will be talking to you guys later. Bye.